tells him to keep his nose out of her business. Guess she decided the best way to get revenge was with a series of little brown packages. Gross! Mom and Mrs. Corkin exchange an awkward wave. Then Mom's head swivels back toward me, and based on her scrunched-up eyebrows, I know exactly what she's thinking. Sigh. I have some explaining to do. I lumber over, pick up my bike, and wheel it into the garage. Mom pulls in just behind me. The second her car door opens, I hold my hands up. I can explain. Mom crosses both arms over her chest. You can explain why you were hiding like a burglar in our neighbor's bushes? Yes. I mean, sort of. I waffle. Look, Mr. Andrews has been going on and on about the night pooper, so the what? Mom asks, the edges of her lips turned up into a smile she's clearly fighting. I laugh feebly. The night pooper. That's what I call the person who's been letting their dog, you know. I make a circular motion with my hand to show that she should know what I'm talking about. There are only so many times you can say the word poop before it gets old. On Mr. Andrews' lawn. Mom follows me into the house. I'm familiar. But still. Hazel, I know. Sleuthing is okay. Meddling is not. I recite the words I've heard so many times before. Problem is, they don't make sense. No matter how I look at it, I can't figure out the difference between sleuthing and meddling, except that one of them annoys my parents. Dad swoops in from the hallway and pulls me into a hug. He smells like Easter eggs? Hey there. How's my little Sherlock doing? Kate Warren, I respond. She was the first female detective, so I'd rather be compared to her. Admirable, Mom says, setting her purse on the counter. But I still think this might be a good time to have another little chat about your, hobby. Something you guys want to tell me? Dad asks, giving me one more quick squeeze before stepping back. Unlike Mom, he sounds more curious than irritated. Wrinkling my nose, I drop my backpack and nudge it into the corner with my foot. Since a good detective asks a lot of questions, I decide to figure out why Dad is stinking up the house. I'll give a full confession if you tell me why you smell like that. Dad frowns. Smell? Oh, do you mean the vinegar? I was cleaning our dishwasher and Google says it's best for that. No wonder he smells like Easter eggs. When I was little, we used to put vinegar in the water along with the little color tablet. I laugh. Google tells Dad a lot these days. Mom is an attorney at a law firm here in Forest Park, and because she works so much, Dad stays home. It's nice having someone when I get out of school, but something tells me he gets a little lonely when me and my older brother, Den, are at school. Today, he smells like vinegar. 2 days ago, he singed the hair on his arm trying to toast the top of a creme brulee. And last week, he decided to paint the bathroom by himself. He really should have hired someone because it looks striped even though it's not supposed to be. Mom says he likes to be busy. I say he needs to find a hobby, like me. Sleuthing is the perfect extracurricular. And once I convince my parents to let me launch the podcast I have planned, What Hazel Knows, I'll have even more mysteries to solve. I let my eyes flutter closed and imagine listener comments flooding in. They'll send me their mysteries to solve, and when I get famous, my parents will realize my investigations are more than an annoyance. I may or may not have been spying. Just a little. I hold my thumb and index finger out and just barely apart to show him how little. But it paid off. I found out that Mrs. Corkin has been letting that little brown mop of hers, Ernie, Dad says with a smirk. Yes, Ernie. Ernie is the one pooping on the lawn, I say breathlessly, remembering the thrill of the moment when Mrs. Corkin turned around and her hood fell off. I love those moments. Mom and Dad exchange a look. Uh-oh. And what were you planning to do with that information once you got it? Mom poses. Keep it to yourself? Obviously not. The Ernie poop intel is too good to keep to myself. I mean, really.